Well, hello. So you may not at first be excited about this, but today is pickle relish day. I think when you are into canning or when you grow up canning like I do, you always have days where you know you're gonna do something. And it's sometimes tomato juice, it's sometimes salsa. Today is pickle relish. And guess what? It's not that hard. You know what I love about homemade pickle relish? It makes the store-bought stuff seem like a joke. It has great ingredients, fresh ingredients. You can it with some spices and a brine, pretty much just like a pickle, and you have jars of delicious pickle relish. And you will find more ways than you think to use it, not just potato salad, not just on burgers or brats, but also on charcuterie boards because it's like a it's so good. So to get started, you just need to get your vegetables ready to make the actual relish. So in a big bowl, I already have some onion that I've ground up and a red pepper and a green bell pepper. Now, you can tell I am grinding them. So grandma was always the pickle relish queen. She made all of our pickle relish and she would use a hand grinder that she had on the counter. You would screw it from the bottom and sit there and you would grind it. You could change the discs for different ones. That takes a lot of time and it just doesn't, we have better equipment now. So I use my food processor and I just use it and I pulse it, which I'm gonna show you, to grind up everything I need instead of having to hand grind it all. So we have the onion done, the pepper done. Let's talk about what else goes into it. So cucumbers. This is one of those things that to me when you're gonna do it, I pick the cucumbers that maybe get too big. The ones that you wouldn't necessarily use for a pickle. Maybe you don't even wanna eat because they're getting a little bit more tough. So you use them for this because what you really need is just a lot of cucumber. Now I don't like to use the inside. All that pith and all the seeds because one, it just has a lot of water content, but two, it kind of has a slimy texture that when that pickle relish is gonna get done, you're not gonna necessarily want it in there. So I like to just take a spoon, take out all those seeds, make sure I'm just taking them all out, and you can just do it, you know, scrape them out, and then it's pretty simple. So to grind in a food processor, to make it a little bit more even, what I do like to do is kind of cut things up in chunks. When you cut it up in chunks, it helps the blades pull it in quicker. Obviously you don't wanna do the whole thing, so I have some others ready that I'm just also cut up in chunks, and you just kind of need to do it in batches. You take some over, you put them in, take a few more, and you can kind of just gauge, depending on the size of food processor you have, what's going to work. It kind of takes different ones, and you'll kind of see what works for you. So I'm gonna put these in, we're just gonna pulse it, and it's gonna grind it. You wanna make sure they're all getting pulled in under the blades. And see, as we go, it's just starting to chop things up, making it finer and finer. And then what I will do is sometimes just check it. So I'll go around with my hand, make sure to push things down. If any pieces get lodged anywhere, give it just a couple more pulses. You can shake it down. And that's, I think we're ready to go. You know, when you think of pickle relish, you think of kind of that consistency that you buy in a grocery store. So you can kind of think of small pieces that are somewhat uniform. And the thing is, we're gonna salt them. We're gonna let all the extra moisture that's in them get out of it. And then we're gonna cook it a little bit. So you know they're gonna break down even farther. So I'm gonna measure these as I'm going. We're gonna chop up more. It's already smelling like fresh pickles in here. So get excited, guys. So I'm finishing up with the last component, which is some cabbage. And I do it the exact same way. I took my pieces of cabbage, cut them up somewhat small, just so it could chop them easier, put them in here, and now you see you get this uniform, nice chopped cabbage. Now, you may be thinking, I thought this was pickle relish. It is pickle relish, but this is an old recipe. This is my grandma's recipe, and let me tell you something. The cabbage actually does. It softens the flavor. It adds maybe a little bit more of a sweetness too, and kind of really, I don't know, it really kind of melds everything together really well. So what I'm doing is just getting in here, just kind of stirring some of this together. So you have the cucumbers, you have the peppers, you have onion, and now you have cabbage. And once you actually put it together like this, look at that. You're already not really seeing the cabbage. You're not really seeing all those separate components. So now we're going to, just like we would if we were gonna make pickles, we're gonna salt it. Now, when you salt something, you do a few things. But one of the big things you do is you pull out the extra liquid that's in that vegetable or fruit, whatever you're doing. So I'm stirring this up, getting that salt kind of just to coat everything. And what that's gonna do is one, it can pull out some bitterness, but then it's also, as it sits here, it's going to drain. I'm just washing my hands because I have the stuff all over them, but it's gonna drain. It's gonna pull out all those extra liquids. So I'm gonna put it into a colander and then put it back into this bowl, because you're gonna be surprised here after a few hours, all of that liquid that's gonna be coming out of this, gonna be seeping out everywhere. So it's just easier if you have it in the colander now with that salt on it, and it's gonna look completely different. Like right now it looks like, Caleb, who eats that much pickle relish in a year? First thing, I would. But two, when we're done, it's not as much as it looks. So already, you got a little bit here just in that short time. But now in the next few hours, this is gonna work down. It's gonna actually start drawing those juices out. And then we're making pickle relish. It's one step, it's worth it. You can see these vegetables have really kind of just dropped in volume and are a lot smaller because a lot of that extra water content in them has really leached out. And at first you're gonna say, "Okay, that's not that much in the bottom." No, I actually had to drain it once because it kind of was coming up too far on the vegetables, so they weren't draining. So you can see it really seeps out a lot of that excess. So what I'm gonna do now is bring them over here to the sink, set it down in there, and we're just gonna rinse them. And we're doing that just to get some of that extra salt off, some of that extra content of, because you know, the salt, while it works well, it also would be a little bit too much if we just left it all on. So any of the excess salt, we're just now coming through, making sure we get it off. And you can see that I'm kind of just stirring it slightly to make sure. Now, okay, if you're not used to canning, this probably seems like this is a lot of work. It's worth it. For one, we know all the ingredients we're putting into this relish. Two, the flavor is so much better than anything you would have gotten from a store. So it's completely worth it. I'm gonna let those sit there and drain, and we're gonna put the brine together in here. Because pretty much at this point, what we're doing is making like a brine pickle, like one that you would just can. So we have to actually put a brine together. So we're gonna cook it, and we're gonna do it right in the kettle. We're gonna cook all the contents together. So I have some vinegar, of course. We're doing a brined vinegar pickle pretty much. A little bit of water. That's just to cut some of the vinegar. You need the liquid, and then some honey. Now, at first you're gonna say, a lot of honey, Caleb. Here's my thing. When you look at old recipes, especially canned recipes, or if you look at the pickle relish probably that you're buying and love, you're gonna see a lot of grams of sugar in that. Now, instead what I do is I reduce the sugar immensely, and I do things like honey when I can. With this one, the honey does not overpower in flavor. Sometimes honey can, but with all the other stronger flavors we're putting in it, you don't notice it, but it does balance out that sour, strong flavor. And you kind of get this nice sweet, sour brine, which is what you want with a relish. Even if you don't think you're getting a sweet relish, with a lot of the ones you buy, it's more than you think. So this isn't a sweet relish, it's just a good kind of like, just really good medium balance. So to this, we have spices we're gonna add. And this is just kind of like, to me, a general kind of pickle spice, almost bread and butter-esque. We're gonna add some celery seed. And you know, we have a lot of vegetables there, so we're adding a good amount of these spices because we really wanna stand up to all the vegetables we have. We're then gonna add mustard seeds, very traditional, obviously, in any pickle kind of that you make. And then we're gonna add some turmeric. Now, turmeric, you always have to be strong. It's not strong, you have to be careful. Because it will get and stain anything. So try to just measure it over top what you're doing. It usually will stain your counters, even if they're not stain, like if they're stain resistant, guess what? They probably aren't to turmeric. So I'm putting that in there. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this drain just a little bit more to get out some of that excess water we rinsed it with. Then we'll put it all together and we're gonna cook it. Easy. I brought it over to the stove. I had added the vegetables back in after they just drained a few minutes there in the sink. And now what I'm doing is just letting it cook. So it's slowly starting to simmer around the edges, but I want it to cook throughout for a few minutes. So what I'm gonna do is just stir it every so often. When it comes to a boil, let it boil for a few minutes just to make sure everything is cooked, all the flavors are throughout, and you can see already the color is changing. It's smelling like pickle relish. Guys, this is going together really quickly, and then we're just gonna can it. You'll be amazed at how fast it is. So I've had it cooking for a few minutes, and you can see the color kind of really changes. It kind of becomes this darker. The turmeric obviously makes it somewhat yellow, but then you still get the green. Now, this is what I'm gonna say here. Some people say it doesn't look like bottom. Yeah, they add colorants to botan usually. And one year, I did not trust my grandma. And I said, Grandma, the color's off, I called her, even though she was 5 minutes away. And she's like, oh, no, that's okay though. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna add some food coloring. I did that. And then I had a putrid green color that was not right. There's no reason to add color, and it has that beautiful, just to me, depending on the ones you buy, it actually kind of looks like some of them. So what I'm gonna start doing now is taking it and we're gonna put it into jars. So it's pretty much like at this point, you know, you're ladling in like you would a jam or like you would any type of kind of more liquid type filling. And as we're doing this, we're making sure that we're getting the brine in it, because the brine, when you're cooking and kind of canning something, you wanna make sure it's covered with the brine. So when you get them too full, like that one, I got a little bit too full, and especially in the beginning, that's gonna be kind of easy to do. You'll just take a spoon, you'll get some of that top part out, put it down in, and then move on. You want about a 1/2 inch headspace at the top, so I'll kind of press to make sure I have my 1/2 inch. Look at that, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. We're gonna fill up all the jars, put lids on. Guys, canning is so fun. It really is. It's a party. So I'm starting to put on all the rings and the lids. And before I do that, there's two things I check for. So when I have them full and have my 1/2 inch headspace, I like to slightly with a spoon press down and make sure, see that brine that just comes right away to the top? That means it has the liquid covering all of that wonderful relish. Now, while it's kind of one and the same, you just wanna make sure it's not just dry vegetables, because then that's not a safe seal or a safe canning process, which you can then just take over a little bit of the excess always that's left in here. Like sometimes when you make this, depending on how long it drains or you know, just the type of water content your vegetables have, you may have not enough to fill a last jar. So that I'm just gonna put and I'm just gonna eat separately. So I'm putting on my lid and ring. I take a little piece of towel that has hot water and I just wipe off the rim to make sure it's clean. If you see air bubbles, you wanna get those out, but with liquid like this, it's not as pertinent. But if you see air bubbles, just take the back of a spoon or a knife and go in and make sure you get them out. And now we'll put on our lid, ring, and of course the jars are sanitized and sterilized. We tighten them all to fingertip tightness. This is why I like to do it on racks, because then you can just pick it up, take it over to my waiting water bath. You always wanna have everything ready to go, so then the process is stress-free. So everything's hot, we're gonna put these in. There's always a rack fitted on the bottom of anything. If you buy a canner system, it will have a rack with it. Otherwise, you have to make sure you have a rack. It can sometimes even be a wire cooling rack from like a round cake, anything like that. So I'm gonna put these jars in, make sure they're covered maybe by 1 inch of water. Let them boil. And after 10 minutes, and of course you always need to check and adjust for altitude, but we're gonna have canned relish. It's so pretty. I'm taking the last few out. You know, it's just like a pickle with a vinegar brine. It doesn't take long to actually have them in a water bath because the vinegar, high ratio of vinegar makes it a really safe environment for canning. So it's actually really simple. So again, I just put them on a rack. Now, with anything canned, you wanna let it sit 12 to 24 hours before you really touch it a lot, move it, store it. And after it has sat and, oh, did you hear those? Did you hear the ping? I love when it happens while we're talking, it's the best. When they all seal, you either hear it or you may not be around and not hear it, but you'll see that they are kind of just flat on top instead of having that little puffed up portion of the lid. So after 12, 24 hours, take the rings off. Oh, I heard another one. Take the rings off and then make sure you have a good seal, because if the rings stay on, it sometimes can give a false seal and you don't know. So you wanna take them off and make sure. And then I store them without the rings. I store them in my basement. Any just like dark place that you're gonna store your canned goods is fine. And they keep for at least a year. I've been known to keep them longer. Did you hear that? So we'll let them sit. Honestly, this to me is really good right away. I had a little bit left. Like, oh, I heard another one. Guys, this is delicious. What I love about it is, it's just that perfect balance of sweet, sour, tangy. It's just like that great pickle. It's not a bread and butter. It's not even quite that sweet. It's just that perfect mixture. Do you know there's cabbage in it? You have no idea. But I think the texture component in there is really important. And it just is a great kind of like filler in that. I think you're gonna be surprised. Maybe you're saying, I don't even have pickle relish that much. this is your pickle relish, because I think you're gonna find more uses for it. This isn't gonna be one of those things you just keep open in the fridge and it stays there for like a year, like probably your other pickle relish. This is delicious. Put it on a charcuterie board. Have it with cheeses, have it with meats, have it with different things when you're having maybe appetizers. I love that noise. It really is delicious. It's not just for brats and burgers or hot dogs. So what do I hope you do? I hope you make pickle relish. And I also hope you share this around, because obviously that helps me immensely, but it helps everyone because they can see, huh, if I can do that, this guy in Iowa who lives on a farm, any of you can do that too. And that's what I love about it. It's easy, it's fun, it could be a gift, it could just be for you, whatever it is. Enjoy it, share it around, check my website, wiseguyed.com for this recipe. All my other recipes, they live on there and you can print them off, you can use them, whatever you want. So until next time, go find some cucumbers. Some neighbor of yours has some they are wanting to get rid of that are too big.